What's up? What's up, YouTube gang? So, haven't posted on the second channel in a hot minute, and this is maybe going on there. Who knows? What's this video, right? Why am I? Why do I have my face here? Uh, so funny little news. Don't mind the stain. Right? Uh, I want a better angle of me. Funny little news, right? It is late. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I am just feeling a little quirky, a little insane. Alright, I have a fight in less than 2 weeks, and I have to get down to 65 kilograms. And it's just really, it's stressing me out, right? I feel like I'm not gonna make it. I probably will. Probably gonna end up like starving myself though. And I had the fattest shit, but I just feel a bit fat. So, you're gonna work out with me for a bit, and I'm just gonna talk about my newly discovered hatred for my body. Uh, because Uh, I feel like people don't care about me enough to listen to my issues. I'm in underwear, by the way. To listen to my issues, which I know people do care about me enough to listen to my issues. I just don't believe them. I should probably put some pants on, maybe. Now, I hope my mom doesn't hear me and doesn't, like, come in the room screaming at me, like, oh, Connor, I'm gonna stab you in your chest. Because that wouldn't be very PogChamp, high functioning autistic person. That'd be very like, oh, sad shit, my mom treats me poorly. So yeah, I'm fighting at Rumble at the Ridge. I hope you can hear me. I'm gonna try not to look at myself too much on my phone, which I'm gonna just go like off topic a lot, which I know the topic of this video is, I know the topic of this video in my head. I know the topic, right? I also just kind of want to talk a bit. I don't really want to call my ex again because that feels weird. I keep calling my ex. It's weird, and I don't know. Like, it's not weird calling my ex. It's just weird, like attempting to vent to her, I guess. Because I don't know, we just don't have that connection, I guess. It also feels a bit weird. I feel like I would feel too close to them again. Which, I'm right. Anyway, this is the wrong way. So yes, me. Who would have thought? Me. Oh god, do I look fat? Oh, got that cake, boy. Okay, yes, me, comic. I have a fight at Rumble at the Ridge. XX Series XX. Right? Very cool. Don't mind my appearance. I haven't slept, and I've just been contemplating working out just the whole time. I should have been missing some. Nah. And I have to get down to a certain weight, and I have to get down to 65 kilos. But I've been a bit silly. I've been cheating on my diet, and I feel like I just feel bad. I don't feel good. I had like a little mental breakdown at training. Not even because of the dieting. I think it was more just hangry, you know what I mean? But I was almost crying in front of people, and that's bad. That's bad for me, at least. I don't want to seem like the type of motherfucker who cries in front of people. Um, By the way, I'm not listening back to this. I'm posting it. That's it. Like, why am I posting it? So people can listen to me. Because people want to listen to me, right? I hope you can hear me though. Fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, almost crying in front of people. That's bad. I mean, it's not bad to cry in front of people. It's perfectly good, right? Perfectly normal to cry in front of people. But it's just, it's not really my forte, you know? It's not something I necessarily would like to do. I've already cried in front of my coach. Just by the way, rep the merch. If you're in like Brisbane, on the 9th of September, come down to Rack and Ridge. Watch my fight. Why? Because I'm begging you. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like it's my fault. I'm just feeling bad lately. I'm gonna work my ass off this week, but I feel like my work isn't paying off either. I feel like I'm putting in a lot of work, and nothing's really happening. Which, I don't know. Like, now that I've gotten the fight, like, every bad thing that happens is just, like, the most discouraging thing to, like, ever exist. Ever. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Honestly, just, like, wasn't the best weekend for me. I mean, it should have been. Should have been a really nice weekend. I should have had a great time. But fuck, I just, like... Here's the thing, right? I'm pretty happy with, like, how I look currently. But, like, I'm also very much not. And I don't know if that makes sense, because, like, whenever I get bloated in the slightest, I will just, like, I won't be, like, I won't be happy that day. I just won't. Like, until it's done, until it's gone, I just won't be happy. And, like, I feel like I should be doing more than I am. I guess it's just like mentality problems. Like, I should be pushing myself more. I feel like I should be doing more than I am, but I'm not. And it's discouraging me to do anything. Like, part of me on the weekend. Also, the diet's pretty fucked. It's pretty, like, it's not even bad. I just, it's just repetitive. I hate it. And, like, I feel bad for eating food. And, like, I'm constantly staring at myself in the mirror, like, flexing, non-flexing. Am I happy with this? Am I not? And it comes to the conclusion that it's alright for now, I guess. But then the thought keeps coming into my mind of like, thousands of people are gonna see me shirtless, like fully shirtless, in tie shorts, in less than 2 weeks, next Saturday. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, obviously, I'm gonna do it, right? I'm gonna make weight, hopefully. Like, I finally got my shoulder checked. My shoulder's been an issue for me for years. It's just been very bad. And I got checked, and he was like, "Oh well, you can get steroids. You can get a shot in your shoulder." And I was like, "Anything else?" And he was like, "Oh well, football players and like boxers kind of just put up with it." And then he started explaining to me how like I've built up such a good tolerance to it that I should be proud of myself for that. Because normally this would be like so excruciatingly painful. I was telling him, he was like, what's like the worst it can get? And I was like 7, but it used to be a lot worse. Like when I was younger, I used to like wake up in the middle of the night crying because of the pain. And he'd be like, and then he did an ultrasound and he was looking at the front and he was like, oh, it's not too bad. And then he got to the top and his face kind of went like, and I was like, all good, pal? And he was like, I think the pain is a lot worse than you think it is. And I was like, oh, that's nice. It's nice, isn't it? um, so there was this person that I liked for a while. I'm gonna admit about something else because this is just bothering me. Alright, this is just bothering me. There's this person I really, really liked. But honestly, would straight up say I loved them. We knew each other for a while, but we didn't really hang out too much. But it was one of those things where we hung out for the first time ever, and they were so sweet and gentle. And it was a time where I just really fucking needed that. They made me feel genuinely very content with myself. They made me feel happy. Kind of in the same way that my doctor does. But not in that way. My doctor, if I say something, I've called myself stupid to my doctor a lot, and she'll just in a very soft tone, be like, you're not stupid. And it just makes you feel nice in a way that I can't really explain, right? This person would do the same thing, right? In the same way, whenever I would insult myself or whenever I'd be like, oh, my hair looks like shit, this looks bad. Because I'm a very self-conscious person. Even with things that don't really bother me, it's just natural for me to constantly be fucking with my hair throughout the day to try and fix it. And they'd always point it out and be like, your hair looks fine. Your hair looks good. You don't want to mess with it. It looks good. Or I'd be like, oh, sorry. I don't really look that great today. They'd be like, no, you look good. You look good. You look really good. It was just very sweet. And me and said person, we did some things. They took me to this little spot, and they, we just kind of sat down and we talked, and we kissed a bit, We did other things, but mainly we kissed. That's the thing that I wanted to focus on. And it was just time kind of froze in that moment. It was just very nice. It's a moment that I don't necessarily think I'd ever be able to relive with another person. Well, I probably could, but at least not in the mindset I was at the time. And I'm kind of a weird, forward, autistic person. So I straight up at near the end of the day, I kind of told them, I was like, I hold very strong feelings for you. I know this is the first time we've hung out or done anything, but I doubt they're gonna go away. And that's semi-correct. That was correct, later on during the day, I've always known that they wanted to lose their virginity, right? They were kind of tired of being a virgin. They were like, oh, and there's this guy that they really like, right? And constantly tell me, they'd be like, oh, you could take it. Or this guy's gonna. But I feel like he's gonna first. Just because it'd be easier. That never really made too much sense to me. I feel like it should be more of a special thing. But I'm not gonna judge them. You know, they can do what they want to do. And so they were talking to this guy. I don't know for how long. Good friends, you know, good friends. And so I'm in the you know, I'm hanging out with some people. One of them kind of broke me down mentally quite a lot. Um, and I need to give these people names. I'm just gonna like name them off of like okay, so the person we've been talking about the whole time is Keanu Reeves. The dude that they liked is Jack Black, and the person that like mentally screwed me over a bit is Johnny Sins, right? I was with Johnny Sins and her friends, and her friend, and I was messaging Keanu Reeves. I was messaging Keanu, you know, and they said, like, their snap maps, you know, they were close to me. And I was like, oh, you want me to come say hi? And so I got there. This is like 2 days after, by the way. And I wasn't the only person shouting out feelings to Keanu, right? It was decently mutual, but it was like there was also a boundary set that they didn't want a relationship. They wanted one, but they weren't ready. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But it was still brought up that they did like me. Like the feelings were pretty mutual, right? I guess it's kind of like the saying, like, right time, wrong person. Oh, no. Right person, wrong time. Or something. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Right? So I go there. Keanu Reeves. I meet with Keanu Reeves. Right? And then, oh, what's this? Jack Black is there. I meet Jack Black, shake his hand. His neck is covered in hickeys. I kind of like, I take that as like they fucked, you know what I mean? Not immediately. It kind of sat in my head for a minute. It was like my first assumption. That sat in my head like, surely Keanu wouldn't do this to me. Surely they wouldn't like, you know what I mean? Surely they wouldn't hurt me in this kind of way. Because they're a very nice person. They are a very nice person. I try and like tell myself sometimes that they aren't, but they are. They're a very nice person, especially to people they care about. And especially to people they've known for a while, right? Anyway, later on the day, I'm on call with Keanu Reeves, right? And by the way, these names have no significance. It was just the first thing I thought of. I'm on the phone with Keanu Reeves, and we're talking about it. I'm talking about Jack Black. And I'm like, oh, you two shagged, didn't you? You and Jack Black, Keanu Reeves, Jack Black. And then, you know, they kind of admitted it, and I was like, yeah, all right. I don't know if they admitted it then, but I remember precisely, as a joke, I was like, oh, did you leave the hickeys on his neck? And they were like, yeah. And then I oh, a bit fat and ugly though, isn't he? And that's where it kind of all started. And then it just like kept going. He's a bigger gentleman, right? He's a bigger gentleman. He's a not very attractive fellow, right? Bit weird of me to say, I'll admit. Was it a joke? Yeah. I guess you could put the blame on me. Absolutely, you can put the blame on me, right? So Keanu Reeves, they're like, we keep talking, and they message Jack Black, telling him that I like called him fat and ugly. Which, to my defense, you can't arrest someone for being honest. All right, I'm done. I didn't realize my foot was in front. Don't look at my feet, you dirty bitch. Anyway, blah 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 drama. All right, Jack Black, angry. Oh, fat ugly. Oh, I don't like it when you call me fat and ugly. And me, oh, big strong Muay Thai fighter, hit a little flex, hit a little, oh. And then he's like, I will bash you, cunt. And I'm like, try me. So time goes on. Me and Keanu Reeves keep talking a bit, right? I share some things. I cry a little bit. I share some like just personal things, and I cry in front of Keanu Reeves, which is like, you know, I don't know, it's a very big thing for me. I don't cry. I know I sound like a really big macho dude when I say like, I don't cry, but I don't cry. I especially don't cry in front of people. I don't like expressing those kinds of emotions in front of people. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It just personally makes me uncomfortable. It's not my cup of tea. And I guess that's probably why I felt so like. So yeah, I cry in front of them while sharing some pretty heartbreaking stuff. They know a lot about me. They probably don't remember it, but they do. At least I've shared a lot about myself. Um, and anyway, time keeps going on. Right? They try and hook me up with their friend. Uh, I can't even remember her name, so we're just gonna call her like Alyssa, I guess. Alyssa Violet. No, that's a porn actress. Dan TDM. No female names allowed. So they're trying to. I'm messaging Dan TDM for a bit. Messaging, uh, messaging her, and I'm like, we plan to hang out a little bit. Keanu Reeves plans a little hangout. Keanu Reeves helps me purchase flowers for Dan TDM because I'm a broke gentleman. Right? I paid for like a solid 25% of this. I was like, so we're hanging out. Right? Keanu Reeves ditches us, repeatedly tells me to make a move, and I'm like, I'm not very comfortable making a move. I wasn't very comfortable making a move. I did. I wouldn't say I felt pressured. I felt pressured, to be fair. Um, and then later on the day, I get some messages from Keanu Reeves saying she's with Jack Black. That's crazy. And I'm like, he's so angry at me. He's a little angry. He's a little angry fella. And they're coming to where me and Dan TDM are. Which, by the way, me and Dan TDM, we're at this nice, little, park. It's sunny. Sat under a tree. We're making out. We're cuddling a bit. Jack Black, one of Jack Black's friends, Keanu Reeves, they're there, and this other chick, which was fucking annoying. I swear to God, I'm not one to I wouldn't really hit a woman, even in self-defense, but she kept just throwing shit at me. I was about to fucking get up and just throw some absolute haymakers at her. Which I don't feel bad for saying that. She was cunt, fucking so annoying. Anyway, he's acting real tough. He's standing up. He's pacing up and down. He's like. And he sits down and he's like, if you got something to say, can you say it to my fucking face? Which, by the way, absolutely, I will shit talk to him. There was just a really cool camera. I saw a really cool camera. I kept whispering to Dan TM about it. Because I knew the camera. I can't remember what it is now. But I knew the camera. Right? And honestly, I'm sat here my fight or flight's kicked in. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for him to make a move, try and throw some hands. He doesn't. I can see him on the phone. I see him messaging people, waiting for someone. He's waiting. He's I could tell that he's a bit nervous and a bit scared. You know what I mean? He's stuttering a bit. He's waiting for someone. He's waiting for something to happen. So it's I start freaking out a little bit, thinking, oh, I'm gonna get jumped. He's about to bring a bunch of boys. I message one of my mates. I'm like, how close are you to South Bank? And then she's like, oh, listen to this pookie. I'm on my way. And I was like, poggers. I don't say poggers unironically, by the way. Just want to clarify that. Anyway. And then, Keanu Reeves keeps apologizing to me, saying, oh, I'm so fucking sorry. I didn't want to bring him down. And I sat there and I'm like, if I ever see him again, I'm going to just bash his skull in. He was talking the maddest amount of shit, and then he used the excuse afterwards, he used the excuse oh, Keanu Reeves didn't let me. I saw him again a few weeks later, and he didn't do anything. Look, I'm not one to throw the first punch, right? I know how to defend myself. I'm a professional fighter. I'm not an aggressive person, right? And, well, okay. I'm not an aggressor, at least, I'm not gonna, just start throwing. I'll chat my shit, but I'm never gonna throw the first hit, right? And he just leaves. He just fucks off. And then me and Dan TM, right? We're left alone. And I am my blood is boiling at this point. I'm it's taking me a while to calm down. And she keeps trying to make out with me, right? And I'm I try telling her, I'm I don't really want to. Can we just sit down? And she's like, oh, but I want to kiss you. I want to make out with you. And I'm okay. So we do. We make out, and I pin her hands like above her head, right? I keep asking her, I'm like, is it too hard? Do you want me to go a lot softer? And she's like, no. I don't know about other people, but to me, she was like, obviously, like, into it. She told me she was into it. She was like, you know, anyway, um, we keep making out. And then I take her home. I get on her bus. I walk her home. Like, this whole time, she's wearing my jacket because it's cold, right? I get to her place. She gives me a hug. She gives me a kiss. And she's like, we're trying to hang out the next day. She's like, I might not be busy tomorrow if you want to hang out. I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course I want to hang out. Uh, so then I get on my bus and she sends me a photo of her arm. And there's like these massive bruises, right? Like, or like from me pinning her down, which obviously I feel awful about. I feel shitty. I apologize. I was obviously going way harder than I should have done. Right? Uh, and she sent it to me like in a jokey way. At first, like, lol, you bruised me up. Like she didn't really fucking care. And then she starts going on and like, oh, my mum is really pissed. I don't know if she'll let me see you again. And I'm kind of upset about that. Anyway, I just keep apologizing, man. I'm not, at least with women, I'm not that good at like, I just apologize really. Or at least I used to. Um, and the more I apologize, by the way, Keanu Reeves is now at Dan TM's house, like chilling with, and she starts getting like progressively more and more angry at me the more I apologize. I'm saying sorry, and she's like, "Yeah, your apology doesn't matter. You still did it. You still hurt me." And I'm thinking, I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck? I didn't hurt you. Or at least I didn't mean to. If I did, you didn't. Everyone's telling me you're uncomfortable." The whole day, by the way, I was making sure she was comfortable with anything. You know, if I held her hand, I was like, "Can I hold your hand? Can I hold your hand, mademoiselle?" And Keanu Reeves is also telling me, "You fucked up big time." And it's starting to piss me off. I don't know why, but just the way just the way Dan TM is talking at me as if I fucking like bashed her at the park. As if I even like laid a single finger on her. Like as if I did something wrong to her, like maliciously, completely intentful. And the way that fucking Keanu Reeves is telling me about it, it's just really starting to piss me off. And by the end of the night, I just don't give a fuck about it anymore. Like, I don't like Santino anymore. I never even really did. I didn't even really want to be there. I wanted to hang out with Keanu Reeves. I went there to see Keanu Reeves. Oh, and me and Keanu stopped talking for a while. And Dan TM, I remembered her name finally. Dan TM starts ignoring me. Understandable. I don't message him again. Simple as it is. I tried to message Keanu a few times. Uh, they're kind of dry. Which, I understand being upset for your friend. Uh, but just the way they would constantly like phrase it, they'd constantly they start telling me, yeah, no, I'm a bit more nervous around you now, seeing you bruised up my friend, seeing you batted up my mate. Just really fucking pissed me off. Just the way they made me out to be. Uh, this is like a. So I met my current girlfriend a while after this happened, like a few months, I think. And I am messaging them. Like, I'm just messaging them going, I'm really glad you're in my life. Like, I'm really happy. You're like my favorite person of all time, which is completely true, right? Uh, I look at who I'm messaging, and I'm messaging Kiana. I don't know how. I was half asleep as well. I was on the bus falling asleep, like type of half asleep, right? And I don't know. It felt like I was meant to send it to him. I don't know why. It felt like subconsciously I did it on purpose. I had no idea though. I had no idea I was messaging them. But it felt like correct. Anyways, we don't really talk. Uh, but they've started like becoming friends with my girlfriend, I guess. Which good for them. Good for them. You know, good for my girlfriend. Good for Keanu Reeves. Me and me and my girlfriend, we're hanging out in the city, and Jack Black, Iggy, has become an inside joke because he is one of the most pathetic pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life. To be fair, I just straight up fucking hate the guy. Not only is he like all talk, he just fucking pisses me off, right? Uh, I don't really care about dead naming his fake name, the youngster, right? Uh, Statutory rape is a pretty fucked up thing. And if someone is under the influence when you have sex with them, that is legally classified as statutory rape. Keanu, they were under the influence extremely when you took their virginity. That is statutory rape. Just because they considered fucking you, and just because they might have said yes while they were under the influence, doesn't mean it was okay. You can call me like an abuser or a rapist all you want because of some allegations in my past, right? But none of that is true. I have miles of proof that it isn't. You're a rapist. You are. Keanu is just too in love with you to admit it to themselves and you. Um, you had your third chance to bash me in the city when you saw me, when we made eye contact for about 15 seconds while you were with your new bitch. You did nothing. I don't know if it's because you're scared of me. I'm considerably smaller than you. And I would feed your face into the ground if given the chance. Keanu really loves to defend you and your image. But I don't. I want you to see this video. I know you probably won't. I really want you to see this video. I want you to watch it all the way through. I told Keanu, because Keanu, later on in the day, so me and my girlfriend were hanging out in South Bank. We saw Iggy, and we started laughing at him. I started laughing at him while looking at him. He did nothing. Straight up, he did nothing. My girlfriend was laughing at him. We looked at him and mocked him openly, and he did nothing. He continues to say how he's going to bash me, and he continues to do nothing. Keanu continued to, accompany us later in the day. I told him, if we see him again, I'll walk up to him and I'll say hi. I'll shake his hand even. And they basically begged me not to. They're like, you better fucking not. I would have. Just in the hopes that he'll throw the first punch. Because I'm not going to get arrested for starting a fight. It definitely could make me sound like a pussy, but I'm just not going to. Although if Iggy throws the first punch, that's pure self-defense. Purely self-defense. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to get that off my chest, to be fair. Al continues to follow us. I guess we follow them. I mean, Keanu. That's my bad. Keanu Reeves continues to follow us. Don't worry about the name drop. Not her name. Not that name. And I'm just very uncomfortable. I want to hang out with them. I can't. I can't like him. I can't like them anymore. I still do. But I hate them at the same time. Like, the way they make me out is mainly the reason why. The way they constantly tried to, tell my girlfriend how much they just actually don't really like me. Entirely there for my girlfriend, Which I get it, right? If you don't like me, you don't like me. That's chill. But I I just don't fuck with it, to be honest. I don't fuck with how they tell people about me, how they say things to people about me without my consent. Overall, a decently bad person. I hate to say it. It's like, it's been across my mind. They're a good person, they're a bad person. Good friend, bad person. A lot of genuine issues. They like to tell people, like Iggy, that I, for some reason, told them that I am a literal functioning sociopath, that I've been tested, that I've told them I've been tested uh, and diagnosed with some kind of sociotic, like, disorder. Just never said that though, did I? Why would I, even if I was diagnosed, which I'm not, why would I ever tell someone that? I don't like how they defend Iggy either, which, that's none of my business, obviously. I don't like how they act so scared of me. They just straight up make assumptions about me. And it's gospel to them. And it's pretty annoying. And it really, I've been thinking about it ever since. I've really wanted to get it out. I tried telling my ex, but they don't know who Iggy is. That's how I, like, originally mentioned it. I went, do you know who Iggy is? Did I ever tell you about Iggy? And they went, and she said, no. And I went, unfortunate. So I've just kind of been balling it up, and I haven't been sleeping. It's just not been a good time. My girlfriend's been a great help. I don't talk to her about my emotions. She's not really emotionally there for things like this. She's not available to talk to with this stuff. She don't. I can tell about anything. Don't get me wrong. She would love to hear about all of my issues. I can guarantee. But she can't do anything for me, like in that kind of space. And she likes Keanu Reeves. She does. Not like a weird way. As a friend. She thinks they're very cool. Can't blame her. Very fun person to be around. Very liked person. And if you're watching this and you know Iggy, go ahead and send it to him. Send him a timestamp as well. Saves me doing it. I wouldn't send it to him. I'm not going to send it to anyone because I feel like that's very, like, attention seekerish. I already feel weird enough, like, posting it. You know what I mean? The original topic of this video, I wasn't going to mention Keanu or Iggy at all, but it's just more of a rant video now. I was meant to be working out and talking about my newfound body dysmorphia. I've just forgotten the name. Dysphoria? Dysmorphia? I don't know. Fully self-diagnosed, by the way. I just, like, I'm not doing anything extreme. It's not that kind of thing. It's just, it's one too many. I just very much dislike how I look, and I kind of just hate myself over it constantly. Oh, you know what? Keanu would like, we watched the whole Rocky Horror Picture Show together. It's one of my favorite musicals. Probably my favorite musical, one of my favorite musicals of all time. And we were sat waiting, and I just kind of expressed to them how they make me feel like a second option, how they make me feel kind of used. And I don't know why, but they just reassured me that I wasn't, in fact, a second option, and that they didn't mean to use me. Like, they didn't want to, like, they didn't use me. It wasn't their intention. But if I feel used, she's very sorry. They're very sorry. Um, I thought about them a lot. They gave me a tally counter, and I told them, I said, I will click it every time I think about you. And I did. It was truthful. I thought about them a lot throughout the day. Like, a lot. So much so that it reached 6,000 clicks within like a week or two. I think 1 week actually. And when I saw them, when I saw them with my girlfriend, I just told them it was a lie. I just said I'd fiddle with it. Which, don't get me wrong, probably like 100 or 200 clicks were just me just fucking with it, or like showing people that it works, or how it works. It wasn't a lie though. I just obsess over things. When something makes me feel happy or good, I just obsessively think about it. And it was completely true. But they're like, yeah, no, I know it wasn't true. I'm not that stupid. I am, apparently. You know, my girlfriend's whole family is coming to my fight. When I say whole family, I mean like whole family, like aunts, boyfriends as well. Uh, it's just a little bit nerve-wracking for me, I won't lie. Especially seeing I might just not make weight. I'm very scared. I don't know how much I weigh. This is currently what I look like. I need to be down at 65. Don't mind me scratching my nuts. I should put some pads on. Hold up. KBK tie shorts. This is probably the exact outfit I'm gonna wear to my fight. Yeah. Back to the original topic of the video, or why I started recording. Body dysmorphia, dysphoria. That's it. I've never really experienced it. I was always a bit bigger. When I started training, I was like 96, 97 kilograms. I lost a lot of weight. I went down to 70 as my walk around. Now I need to get to 65 for a fight weight. And it hasn't been the most difficult. Definitely hasn't been the easiest either. But like, I don't know. I'm not working hard enough. I know I could just like push myself to work harder, but I don't know how to. Like, I'm working as hard as I can in the moment, then I finish, and I've realized that I could have done more, could have hit harder, could have hit faster. I've become so like desensitized to caring about things, I guess. I was on a run with Baz, one of the best fighters at the gym, I would say. And he was kind of telling me, he was like, look, man, I know you've been through shit. You can always tell with someone when they've had an easy life and when someone's been through some real shit. You just gotta dig deep. You gotta find that reason of why you're doing this, of why you're killing yourself every day to do this. And I was thinking to myself, what is my reason? What is my reason? Why do I do this every day? I tried telling myself, I tried giving myself reasons, which all the reasons I gave myself were true. Why am I doing this every day? Why am I pushing myself so hard? Because I want to be the best fighter. But then I kind of doubt those weak reasonings. I want to be the best fighter. I do. That is my dream. But why? Why do I want to be the best fighter? I tried like I don't know. I try to tell myself because it's cool, because it's awesome, or like because I want to be a protector. I want to protect my loved ones and my family. Those aren't the reasons. I love training. I really do. I've had so many things to demotivate me, to try and get in my way to push me, to try and push me to the ground now. And I keep coming back to the gym. I keep pushing myself. I wanna. I've been training Muay Thai for over 11 years, waiting for my first fight. I started when I was 3 years old. I wasn't even allowed to be training, but the coach at Skimmett, Livy, he let me join in the class. Even though my mum told him we had to wait until I was 5, is what Pete told us. You know, the worker upstairs. And he said it's fine. If he's gonna be here anyway, he can train. So I did. That gym was a beginners only gym. I went there for 6 years. It was Tuesday and Thursdays, I think. Or no, Monday and Friday, one of the two. And I loved it. I've never felt I never felt better. It gave me purpose. I've always been homeschooled. Uh, I've never been to school. I've never had friends. I've never really had my thing that I was good at. But Muay Thai was different. It felt like a chance, you know? I took a 2-year-ish break during COVID. And I gained a lot of weight. Like a lot of weight. And almost every day during COVID, I was waiting to come back to the gym to train again. And it feels like such a blessing that my coach lets me train. My brother, who I haven't seen in person in 6 years almost. He was my only friend when I was a kid. He's the only person I would talk to. And he trained with me. He was the reason I did Muay Thai instead of boxing. Or instead of like Taekwondo or something. And he was my everything, man. And I had a dad growing up, right? So he was like, my brother was everything to me, my brother and my mom. And he abandoned me. At least least that's what it felt like. That's what it was to me. He abandoned me. He left me. And the first 2 months, I kept telling myself he'll be back. But one day, I saw him collecting his car, and that clicked for me that he's not coming back, And it was just like pure loneliness for the first time ever in my life. Like, I'd always been lonely, but I'd always have my brother, And it was just pure loneliness. It was completely quiet. I couldn't hear anything. Like, there was, obviously, there was noise, but I couldn't hear anything. It was dead. My brother had 2 fights, 3 Muay Thai fights actually. And he lost every single one of them. I want to do what he never did. I want to be better than him. I'm going to be. I'm going to win my fight. It's never been like, I'm not confident that I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win. It's getting down to the weight. But I just have to keep pushing myself. I just need to not stop, I'm dieting right. I'm working my ass off. I deserve to win. One of my best friends ever, Amos, he's on the same card as me. Actually, like 4 people from my gym are fighting. Amos, Luca, Matt. And I feel like I'm going to be the only win apart from Amos, if Amos wins. But I'm going to kill my opponent. I'm going to get in that ring and I'm just going to... it's only 10-ounce gloves. I don't know why it's taken me this whole weekend, all of last week, to realize what I need to do. This video is going to be really fucking edgy. Well, it's not meant to be funny, it's not meant to be normal content. I barely worked out. Thanks. Oh, I thought I pressed the end button. Sorry.